All right. So this is TinkerCAD. Just a couple things to do. You kind of want to do this right at the start. Is you want to change the name, whatever's in the top left. You can change it to your name and the word learning. So if whatever your name is, learning for this assignment, you want to name your builds. You should use a mouse. It's easier to use if you have a mouse. And as far as the clicks, most mouses have a left click, a right click, and then the wheel in the middle. Now the wheel, if you roll forward and backwards, you can zoom in and out. That wheel, if you click the wheel in, then you can pan. It's called panning around. And if you click the right click down and move it around, that helps you orbit. So for this learning assignment, we're just going to do 3 quick things, and you see these dim sort of objects up on the top toolbar. We're going to use most of those, particularly align and group. So I'm going to take a box and I'm going to click it and click it onto the plate. Now it has all this information that shows up, and we don't really need to see that information, so you can click that triangle to hide it. Now pretty much the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about these white boxes at the corners. If you click on the white box, it tells you that the dimensions, the length and width, are 20 and the height is 20. So if you click on that and then click on the number 20 and instead write 50, now you'll notice that it gets larger. If you click on this one and write 50, same thing. And then this, we're going to make that 50 by 50 by 50. Get a bigger box. Now if you click on it, you see this red circle and this sort of gray circle. If you click on the red one, now all the colors will show up, or all the colors you can make it. So I'm going to make it a new color. Maybe I'll make it blue. Great. If you click it and copy paste, which is Control C, Control V, now you have 2 boxes. Now, as I said before, you have your color circle or a gray circle. If you click the gray circle, that's what makes it a hole. We'll explain what that means very shortly. Now, you want to click on the box, the one that's a hole, and instead of 50 by 50, you want to make it 48 by 48, which is a little smaller. And we're going to use this black triangle. This black triangle helps lift it up off the plate or push it below. So you're going to lift it up, and you're going to want the number on the right to say 4. So 4, enter. Great. So that's elevated just a little bit. Now you're going to highlight by clicking and dragging around them, and it says Shapes 2. You're going to press this button, which is called Align, and all these dots will show up. So you're going to click the middle dot here, and the middle one here, and now what you've done is you've centered that gray box into the blue box. And when you group it, remember the gray one is actually a hole, so when you group it, it like bites out whatever part was touching the solid. So that's how you do things like that. Okay, I'm going to insert a cylinder and then 3 cones. I'm going to paint the cylinder brown, and I'm going to paint the cones green. I'm going to make the cylinder, most things will just be 20 by 20 naturally when you put it in. I'm going to make this cylinder 10 by 10. And then I'm going to change the dimensions of the cones. I'm going to keep the heights the same, but I'm going to make this one 30 by 30. I'm going to make this one 25 by 25. And then this one's going to stay 20, as it's 20s. Now the widest cone, I'm going to lift up 10 units. The middle cone, I'm going to lift up 20 units. And the smallest cone, I'm going to lift up, so the number on the right is 30 units. I'm going to highlight all 3. I'm going to press Align, and I'm going to press those middle ones again. And I'm going to group it. Now, as it's grouped, you might notice that it changes just to one color. If you click on the color and go to the bottom and click multicolor, it'll revert back to its old colors. So that's the tree. We have one more thing.